So a square prism of 35 mm sides of base and 60 mm axis length rests on HP on one of its edges of the base. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree and VP at 30 degrees. So since a square prism is resting on HP, so obviously we have to start from HP. So one of its edges of the base, since it says it's on one of the edges of the base, so edge which is resting on HP has to be perpendicular to VP. So this condition, in this you can see PS and QR are both the edges which are perpendicular to VP. So obviously you will be getting a point here, P dash and S dash and Q dash R dash. So when you look from the top view, ABCD is near to the observer. So ABCD is near to the observer, it is visible. And similarly, PQRS is away from the observer. Once you look from the top view, the PQRS is at the bottom, so it becomes invisible. And also finding out the center, and you will get O and O1. So O1, O is near to the observer, so it is visible. O1 is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. Now similarly, when you look from the front view, we can see the height of the prism. The height of the prism is 65 mm length, so we are going to take the 65 mm length here. So when you look from the front view, AB is at the A dash B dash is near to the observer, so A dash B dash is visible, and C dash D dash is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. Similarly, when you look from the front view, AB is hiding the axis O dash, so O dash becomes invisible. So now when you look from the front view, PQ is near to the observer, so P dash Q dash is visible, and RS is away from the observer, so R dash and S dash becomes invisible. And then O1 dash is hiding the edge PQ, so naturally O1 dash becomes invisible. Now the same thing which we need to understand by using the orthographic view. So here, since it is resting on one of the edges on HP, so PS is the edge which is a PS or QR. Both are the edges which are perpendicular to VP. So draw a vertical line, you measure a distance of 35 mm and mark this. Then from here draw a perpendicular, and also from here you draw a perpendicular and you measure a length of 35 and mark this point. Similarly, from here you mark this 35 mm and then join these two to complete the square of 35 mm side. So here name them A, B, C, D, and here in bracket P, Q, R, S. So find out the center of these two to get this point. Similarly, from here these two centers you will going to get this point. So the midpoint of these two will going to get this point. So you draw perpendicular from each point, so that you are going to get O and O1. Then you project all these points, project the top view points onto the front view. So first you draw a vertical projector from DS and also from CR to the XY line. So you are going to get P dash, S dash. So when you look from the front view, P and Q are near to the observer, so P dash and Q dash is visible. R and S is away from the observer, so R dash, S dash becomes invisible. So when you look from the front view, O1 is hiding the edge PQ, so O1 dash becomes invisible. So from P dash you draw a vertical line and measure a distance of 65 mm, because when you look from the front view we can see the axis length, so you mark that point. Similarly, from Q dash also you draw a vertical line for a distance of 65 and mark that point. Then join these two. So here, if you look from the front view, AB is near to the observer, so A dash B dash is visible, and CD is away from the observer, so C dash D dash becomes invisible. So O dash is hiding the edge of AB, so naturally that becomes invisible. So you dark them, A dash to B dash you dark, then B dash to Q dash to P dash, and P dash to A dash, dark them, and join O dash to O1 dash with a center line. Now since the axis is inclined to HP, now it is resting on one of the edges of the base, so which is the base edge which is resting on HP. So we have considered P dash S dash is the edge which is resting on HP. So because that is the point which is on the XY line in the front view. So P dash S dash is resting on HP. So since this edge and this rectangular face and this axis is parallel to each other, now here O dash O1 dash is O1 is parallel to VP. Therefore, you are getting the axis length is true length here. Since the axis given is also true inclination, so you can transfer directly. So that means you can rewrite the same sketch here by rotating at an angle of 45 degree. So first consider the point P dash S dash on XY line, and then by using the protractor you measure an angle of 45 degree from this side, and also you measure an angle of 45 degree from this side, and then draw a inclined line here from this point P dash S dash 45 degree on this side and also 45 degree on this side. Then measure the length from P dash to A dash. From P dash you cut an arc on this 45 degree line to get this point A dash D dash. Similarly, you measure the length from P dash to Q dash. From P dash you cut an arc on this line to get this point Q dash R dash. Then from this point you draw again you measure the length from A dash to B dash. From A dash you draw an arc. Similarly, you measure the length from Q dash to Q dash to B dash. From Q dash you cut a previously drawn arc to get this point B dash C dash. Then join between B dash to A dash with a dark line. Then A dash to P dash with a dark line. P dash to Q dash with a dark line. From Q dash to B dash with a dark line. We have completed the rectangle. Now we need to transfer the distances of O dash and O1 dash. You measure the length from P dash to O1 dash by using the compass. From P dash you cut an arc on this P dash Q dash line to get this point O1 dash. Similarly, you measure the length. So you transfer the distance. Similarly, from this center A dash, you transfer the distance of O dash. So join this O dash and O1 dash with a center line. Now we need to write the top view. So draw a vertical projector from A dash D dash and draw a horizontal projector from A and P to intersect A and D to intersect at the point AD. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from O dash and draw a horizontal projector from O to intersect at this point O. Draw a vertical projector from B dash C dash and draw a horizontal projector from BC to intersect at this point B and C. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from P dash S dash and draw a horizontal projector from P and S, which is continued till here to get this point P and S. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from O1 dash and draw a horizontal projector from O1 to get this point O1. Then draw a vertical projector from Q dash R dash and draw a horizontal projector from Q and R to intersect at this point Q and R. So now we need to join. So to join them, join between A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A with a continuous thin line. Similarly, join between P to Q, Q to R, R to S and S to P with a continuous thin line. Then join between A to P, B to Q, C to R and D to S. This is the connectivity. So mark between O and O1 with a center line. Now we will going to apply the condition of visibility. So all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. A to Q, Q to R, R to D and D to A is the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solid. So you dark them. Similarly, when you look from the top view, ABCD is near to the surface. That means when you look from the top view, ABCD is near to the observer. So that becomes visible here. You can see that is visible. So BC becomes visible. You dark them. Since ABCD is completely visible, so naturally O is visible. Now, when you look from the top view, B dash, Q dash, R dash, C dash is a rectangular surface which is near to the observer, so it is visible. So that means B to Q, Q to R, and R to C, and C to B is a rectangular surface is visible. So that is also quite evident from here. B to Q, Q to R, R to C, and C to B. When you look from the top view, is near to the observer. So BQ, QR, RC, and CB is visible. So once it becomes visible, so this becomes the opaque surface. Since the edge is below that, so naturally PS will going to become invisible. So that PS will going to become invisible. So that PS will be invisible. In other words, the edge or a corner which is on XY line in the front view is always invisible in the top view. So PS will going to become invisible. Since a portion of PQ or SP is invisible, so O1 becomes invisible. So that is also quite evident here from 3D also. Since this rectangular surface is visible, so it becomes an opaque surface. So O1 is beneath that, so naturally O1 becomes invisible. So O1 becomes invisible.